Hey and welcome to Geek Girl and her cat reviews. I'm Lizzie, and as you may have noticed, unfortunately there is no cat, so hopefully he does appear, but we will have to see. Today's review, mind you, is about third-party Transformers figures. Now, a lot of people have not yet or do not want to buy third-party figures because they're not from, obviously, Hasbro and the original makers, but there are some interesting figures you can get from third parties. Do you know they have released figures that are not readily available in the standard Hasbro or Takara lines? I don't know if Takara is actually third party. Takara might be third party. But there are characters you can't usually get within Hasbro. For example, they have got, I believe it's Mastermind's Creation, have released all the DGD, which the normal Hasbro has not. So you can get some figures that you don't usually get. I'm currently still trying to go through the DGD. I believe I've got Tarn, which is the Mastermind Creations Coulter, and I did get, is it Kaon, the electric chair? And I do have my eyes set on Voss, but again with a little sniper. I have not got that yet, and there are a few other, even in the lines I'm about to show you, that I have some interest in getting that I haven't got yet. So first of all, I'll show you one of my favourite characters. No, they don't make animated Prowl or Lockdown, so that's that already done with. But they do have in the range of Iron Factory. I've written it down just so I don't forget. This one is called Bridge Watcher, and you'll see why in a minute. So here is Bridge Watcher. Now, everybody knows that is Shockwave. And it is quite a nice little figure. He's got different colours. He's got that clear plastic for his hands and for his chest plate and even for his eye. Sadly, maybe if you were to shine a light through it, that would light up. It's a bit dull where I live at the moment, so I can't exactly show you. But as I say, he's got his all-in-one. He's got his little plastic bit that goes as the lead between his gun. See, I'm a real Transformers fan. I know what things are. And he does have his little cannon, and he doesn't. I was gonna say he may have a little flip up where he can zoom, but that might only be in the masterpiece version of Shockwave, which is Laser Wave, Shockwave, Laser Wave, something like that. Yeah, my memory's not that good. It's upstairs somewhere, but as I say, it doesn't really fit into this size, certainly. Either of most MPs are a lot bigger. I'll stop waving him around now. But yes, he is quite a nice figure. I would show him how to transform, but it's me, so it'll probably take me 5 billion hours. Even though it's a small transformer, it's quite sturdy. It's a nice little thing you can put on your mantelpiece or your bookshelf. He's very sweet. But yeah, he does have weapons, I believe, possibly, can't remember, I've had it quite a while. But he does come with, you can take these out. I wouldn't want to because I quite like his little gun. But he does come with other hands you can put in place. It comes with a little sprue. Now that looks kind of pinkish on the camera, however, to the actual eye, it's again the same colour purple as his hands. So he's got ones where you can have, come back. I apologise for my nails. You can see I've been trying to get into Transformers, peeled off my nail polish. We've got like little hands for hand high-fiving. He has another one where he can hold his gun, which will match the one he already has in. So we'll match that one. That one. He does also have another open hand here. Don't know what you'd use that for. And a couple of fists if you want to get him to punch somebody. So again, he's quite a nice sturdy figure. I think he's quite sweet. As I quite like Shockwave. Now, in the same line of Iron Factory, there is another one. A enemy, if you will. And it is this little Jazz. Or as it's actually called, Rush Beats. So he's got his little gun. Quite interesting if you there you go, zoom in, you can see his little face. No, probably isn't going to zoom in, but yes. So, and he has little what I think are supposed to be little speakers. So again, so you can take that off. The other good thing you can do with the gun is when he is in, so that's the little gun sight. Again, sorry for my nails. You can push this, nope, this way, sorry. Push that little tab this way, and when he is in vehicle mode, it will or should stick on his back. Now, there is a way to transform him. Push that in. So, first of all, this is going to go badly because this is just me. So that little silver bit folds in, and then you push that outwards. Now that makes the end that joins onto his body. The same for the other side. So you open this out, push that in, so you now have that, which then makes, if I can get it in right, oh, it's there. So, oopsie. So you have the bottom or the back end of his car. You then open that on that side and oops, that on that side, and you push these this way. You push these this way, so oops, that way, and then you clip these there and there. So that's your back end of the car. Like that. You then push the front end and you just slide it under here. I say slide. Now this is me, so chances are this is wrong, but we will see how it goes. So that side might help you slide his hands in so you've got a flatter edge. So you slide that there, and these two then join together, so you've got that end of the car. And so that's one side. Then you do the same for the other, slide that in, push that in there, and you slide this part down somehow. No, slide it back. So you have the top part. Now, this is the, hang on, there we go. So you've now got most of the car. You also move this front end here, and you move that, I can't actually remember, that side, that way. So you've got that little tab and you push that up, so you now have, hopefully, if I've done this correctly, which I may not have because it's me, click, click. You now have him in his vehicle mode, and again you can, that you've got that as a little gun, so that's quite a cute way, and that's showing that's not fully in. Yeah, so again, that's why it looks in vehicle mode. And again, we've got a lot of paint decals. This isn't clipped in. The two front parts are supposed to clip into the little round parts that are supposed to be his speakers, but there we go. So yeah, I'll say he's quite detailed. He's got his paint on the front, got paint there, got paint on his windshield. Well, he's got paint on his windshield and windows. He's got some on the door, and a little bit on the back. He's a little bit at the light, and obviously he's got paint underneath for his head, and then for his knee struts maybe, there's stuff there. So yeah, it's a quite nice figure. So that is in the same range as Shockwave, so they can be, so they're about the same size. Now I've transformed, I can't actually show you that they're the same size, but yeah, they're about the same size. And no, I'm not going to transform them back. You've already seen them in the robot mode, so that's him, and I think that's that. Now, in the same give or take size, but not in the same brand, I'll put him down so I can show you. There is, I believe it is Hot Soldiers, Met Planet Hot Soldiers, sorry, who have made, now I'm always having issues because he won't click in, a little Soundwave, which has the same sort of transformation as the normal figures, which is move that down, move that down, turn it around so you can see his little legs. Now, there is, if you can see it, a little silver bit there, which slides out for his feet. But you do need to have nails to do it, and even me having nails decided it doesn't want to do it. It is quite fiddly. You've got to kind of put pressure on that little pot there and pull it until you get a little gap, which I have, but it still doesn't want to come out. Oh, there you are. It's very stiff. So, there's his one leg. Just like that. That's one of his legs. Then you do the same for the other side. So you take that one, put it down, twist it round so you've got the leg, turn the joint here so it faces that way, so you can see his feet, and again he's got another little thing. So again, it's quite stiff, not as hard as the other one, but you pull on the little leg that's decided it doesn't want to move. There we go, power a little bit more. So he now has a little pair of legs. Again, I like the detail on this. It does have all his little buttons on his waist and that way. So you can see, as you can see, he does have a cassette, and then you pull his little head up and boop. Now he does come with a gun, but again, people who know me very well know I lose things quite easily. So it's quite a small one, I don't know where it is. So at the moment he is weaponless. So there we go, that's him in his full. Now you just pull here, it opens, and there is a tiny little cassette, whoopsie, tiny little cassette that I dropped, which is, now this is actually called Soundtrack, I believe, and I can't remember what the bird's called. Obviously, it is Laserbeak in the cartoons, but they don't have access to that. Ooh. So before I do transfer, here is the little cassette, and that is the front. Very sweet. So you fold out this again, like the original toys, fold out that. So you now have a little wings. This is very fiddly because it's quite a small part, but you can see his head is there. So you may need a little utensil or, again, nails, and you ping his little head out. Oh, her, I don't know if his Laserbeak has a gender. So that's the little bird, and the bird can somewhat rest on his shoulder. Or if you're like me, you put the bird on his arm, and if it came with a little ravage, I'd usually have a little ravage somewhere down there trying to get the bird, but you know, I don't know if they do a version for, I know there is another version of this that is the black version, and it comes with another one, but I think that comes with Rat Bat. So as of yet, there's no little ravage for it, but you know me and my cats, I would be all over it. Again, just transform it back, and it slides into the little front. Nice, one thing to mention about this, apart from the paintwork, is, I don't think I'll be able to show you, but there are little details that are make it a little bit more special. Now, inside of Soundwave, I don't know if you can pick it up, but there, it's actually like an inside of a cassette player. So I think that's quite a nice little thing to add. Now, I am of the generation where there were cassette tapes around when I was younger, but majority of my youth was sort of more the CDs, so I'm not entirely sure which way to put a cassette in. It's usually put it in, it's the wrong way, put it back in the right way, and upside down. But as I say, when I was younger, there was cassettes, but it was starting to have the dominance of CD players, which is an interesting thought, because I don't think it would work quite so well if Soundwave was a CD player. I know they did do it in Transformers the movie for Frenzy, but it didn't quite work. I think part of the reason he worked so well in the 80s is because he's a cassette player, and a lot of cassettes were around that time, so they had something, it would be more easier to blend in for it to be a cassette now, back then, than it'd be now. Suppose nowadays he would be more of something like an iPad or a Samsung phone or some kind of mobile device. Which begs the question, if Soundwave was to be nowadays brought up, obviously he was in Dark of the Moon, Revenge of the Fallen, one of those. Originally he was a satellite, so that kind of works, but then he turned into a car, which didn't work. What would Soundwave's form be now? Would it be a iPad? Would it be a mobile phone? Would it be an MP3 player? Because he has to blend in somewhere, and these are not used as much anymore, whereas mobile phones, the one I'm on now obviously, are everywhere. But would he be able to blend in as a mobile phone? That's the question for today. Now, before we move on to... No, I'll stick with ones that are on the same scale. Now, when I was looking through my Transformers, I happened to find, if its head stays up, which I do believe is in the same sort of scale, give or take, this Optimus. I do know he's missing an arm. He does look different, obviously, to these. These are more cartoony. No idea where I've got this. Can't for the life of me remember. Part of me thinks that it was part of a transformable pen I got from Wish, and the pen transformed into Optimus Prime, and part of this would be the pen, and the pen like lid part would be his gun. Obviously he hasn't got his arm, but I'm not entirely sure where I got him. But I say he's quite nice. Again, the paint apps on these third-party figures are quite nice. I'm not sure if this is a third party, so can't actually remember. He might just be a smaller figure of another line. But again, paint app on all of these so far have been quite well. But yeah, he's almost... So he's got his little smokestacks. I say missing an arm because I can't remember what he's from. I don't know where the arm would be. He's got little booties. Again, quite big feet, got nice paint all over. It's got, I was going to say that was his number plate, but it's not. Where is Optimus's number plate? I don't think he actually, obviously he doesn't have one in the cartoon, I don't think. What would it be? In the Transformers movie there is one, but it kind of disappears whenever he transforms. So where would Optimus Prime's number plate be in robot mode? I would probably say pretty much sort of there-ish, because that is the top of the cab, but that's me. But yeah, that's another question for you. Where does Optimus Prime's number plate go when he transforms? It probably is shown in the movie, but the 2007 movie onwards, but never really paid that much attention. But yeah, so that's the question. Where does Optimus Prime's number plate go, either in, well, any of the series, that's the word. I don't think he ever has one in animated. I haven't seen that many, so although I'm a Transformers fan, I'm way behind. I don't think he ever really has one in Prime either. That's also an interesting question. How many of the Transformers, mainly Autobots, because mainly Autobots are cars, how many of them actually have a number plate to speak of? And again, where do they go when stuff like Jazz would make sense? It would be somewhere sort of here-ish when he's in robot mode, because that's usually when they are. I don't think we ever have that brought up that much. That's a weird tangent. So that's those. They're all, I believe, 3.5 millimeter. Yes, I'm gonna go with that. That sounds correct. Now, the next one is a set that I had bought way before, not way before, I'm sure I'd got Soundwaves and I saw these advertised. Now, these aren't in the same scale as those ones. It's odd that these two are kind of, give or take-ish, the same scale, but they're from two different companies. I think they're quite sweet. I am going to be looking into other ones. I do know, or have seen, that the company who does these, which are Iron Factory, I do believe they also do a Soundwave, so I might consider getting that. This one, some of you might realise, or might remember, that I got last year at TF Nation. So if I see any more like these, I might get them. I am certainly looking for a scale of him or Soundwave as Prowl, because I like Prowl. G1 Prowl, not animated Prowl. Don't think they'd ever do smaller scale ones of that, but I digress. The next ones are a set which, if wherever the name were ever found out by Disney, it could be screwed over. Now, these are, I'll show you the packet first. Whoopsie. The War, can't read backwards, War in Pocket. They're the Seekers, specifically Starscream. Yes, Starscream. Now, my knowledge of Seekers is a bit rough. I know it's Skywarp and I think Skywarp and Thundercracker, but I might be wrong. They do have other ones on the back. So that's the ones that we've got, and that's the Coneheads. Ramjet is one of them, but again, not too knowledgeable on them. Now, the thing that makes me laugh, first of all, the name. They are called Stormtroopers. Yep, maybe. Hang on. Try it that way. Stormtroopers. Yep. That looks backwards, but oh well. These are looking like G1, obviously. Some G1 artwork with all of them. And also, I say they are quite nice figures. I'll get to them in a minute. The names of them. Now, we have Air Commander. That's not the name of it officially, but Air Commander and then Warrior. So the two warriors. Or, as they are called, so leader and two fighters. We have, where's the names? There they are. We have Sky Shaker, bit like Skywarp, I guess. Blue Bolt. My finger's covering it, and it won't focus. You're gonna have to, yeah, Blue Bolt. And the funniest of all, don't know if this is intentional or not, but Starscream is called, I don't think you'll be able to see it, so I'll try, but what's it? It's not gonna, no, it's backwards. Okay. Starscream is called Usurper, which anybody who knows what usurping means, oh the irony. So I'm kind of hoping they do a Megatron in this scale as well, just for the fact that it's Usurper. You can usurp Megatron. Again, that's what they look like actually transformed, and the kind of had the back. So that's the box. What's this? That's the next one on the list. And this is what they look like. Quite puff. Cats are, even when he's not in the room, he's always causing issues. So there you go. Skywalk, Thundercracker, maybe. Definitely Starscream. I know that one. Now, they do come with the instructions, so I haven't lost those. And the box, which side have I opened? This is why my nail polish gets broken, because I forget which side, what did I do with them? Have been opened and what side hasn't. And I've already taken them out of the box, aren't I clever? So under all the previous ones, you have, let's open this, a set of missiles, or rocket launchers. Rocket launchers? Missiles? See if the instructions tell me. Yeah. Oh gosh. It does not. I would probably say rocket launchers. Ooh. There's a gangly bit for some reason. Anyway, sorry. That's what they look like. Let's try Skywalk. How do I transform you from robot to... I mean, there is a... Sorry, just a moment. There is a little Megatron. So maybe they do a War in the Pocket Megatron. War in Pocket Megatron. We'll have to see. That might be the next on the list. But again, they're quite substantial things. Got little docking bay, maybe? Oh no, it's a hand. That's... yay. That's always one thing I always found weird, certainly on other Transformers figures, that when you transform them into robot modes, usually their arms stick out here, which obviously makes them quite easy to spot if you see your plane or jumbo jet has arms sticking out. But you know, it depends on how the Transformer is designed. In this case, I think it's done quite well. I mean, you can see the hand there, so you know, if you hopefully you would notice if your your jump jet has hands, whereas with vehicles you can hide them under the vehicle. Well, certainly it does work with this. Jazz hasn't got his hands scraping against the road, which in some toys they do. When they transform, they do have their hands almost scraping against the road. But he does have his face, yeah, where they are, kind of scraping against the road, which is always an interesting one. We never really speak of the damage of having your head quite close to the road when you're a Transformer. But I digress again. Very good at getting on a tangent. So, looking at these, I say there's Skywalk, very nice. I think pretty much throughout all the iterations of the Seekers, they have been on the same colour. Notably from animated, obviously when he has Starscream has all his clones, Skywalk was purple and also an absolute coward, which was kind of hilarious. The one thing I've noticed, that, unless I'm mistaken, I haven't seen any versions of Slipstream as... Obviously, animated have got Slipstream as a female. Was there a Slipstream before? Or animated, or is a Starscream just come up with... I don't know. Lost my train of thought there, yeah. I don't know if there was a Slipstream before. There might have been in the Coneheads. Oh, I don't know if she was a new invention or not, but it'd be nice to have maybe another figure of her. Maybe there is another figure, I'd say. Not too good with my Transformers. I know pretty much Soundwave, Shockwave, Ravage, Prowl, Lockdown, that's about it. Or I know in depth, I do know other Transformers. I have just noticed on my ramblings that they have... Now, I assume this was done by the person who originally owned this. I bought this off Facebook, or from the Facebook market, rather than actually going online to buy it. But they have the Decepticon stickers already on. So I assume the person who did it, I got it from ages ago, did that. But that's a nice touch. Again, that's one thing that I've just noticed hasn't been on the third party, not the third party, the ones we've just covered. They don't have any symbols. So Soundwave, no, that's Shockwave. No, I was right, Soundwave. Soundwave with a little bird doesn't have one there. Shockwave doesn't have one, nor does Jazz. So I don't know if they're trying to, oh, they just couldn't find one small enough. Obviously that one does, but that's not in the range. So does this one doesn't either. Okay. This is, I think this is the next one I'm about to cover. But I'm assuming once fully transformed, these will be a bit taller than this. but I don't know. Might take me a long time to transform, but yeah, they're quite sturdy. I like how they've got little, come on in, hang on, it's stuck. They've got little cockpits of a different colour. They all have the same cockpit colour. There goes Starscream. Where's his face? Probably hidden under. Usually under. Yes, usually you turn something around and it goes little. Again, it's quite nice little figure. Ooh, clip his little hand back in. There you go. So yeah, nice little figure. I think it's a little bit bent, but yeah, they're nice little figures. I'd say at some point I will transform them, but that will probably take me a long time, so it's not going to do it in this video. But yeah, that's 3 of them. I say I do think they do other ones, the cone heads, which is Ramjet. That's the only one I can think of. I should really brush up on my Transformers. Don't think my mum would be happy if I did that. I already got far too many, but you know, the price of being a fan. Ugh. Did I put that back in the right way? Yes. No, I didn't. They're upside down. Darn it. I will fix that later. Put that over there. Now, the last figure is from... I'll show the box actually. I have the box here. This, as usual, as most of these, have been things that I've seen around for my friends. Now, I meet up with friends who live in Nottingham and we have usually a monthly meet, but obviously with current situations, it's been quite a while. But our last meeting, when we were in Nottingham, Simon, my friend Simon, Psycho, yes, I don't know, my friend Simon, had bought a minifigure, yeah, there we go, of Blaster. Now, these aren't to the same scale as the other ones I've shown you, nor to that one, but this is the box. Interesting artwork. So it is, if I kind of read it from the bottom, here you go, Mech Fans Toys. Yep, there you go. It says on the back. So some interesting artwork. Don't know if that is one they've originally done for this or if they've ripped it from the cartoon. It's not the cartoon, certainly. Nice. It's Emitter, but as everybody can see, it's Blaster. And that's what it looks like on the back. And he does have a cassette. Oh, does it show the cassette? Kinda, no. So I'm not sure what sort of where that artwork's come from. Might be something they've done themselves. Oh, here it is. So there you go. Blaster and his Rhino cassette. Don't know. I like Ravage because it's a cat, but anything more than that, Rhinox. No, Rhinox is Beast Wars. Don't know. He's got a Rhino. So, oops. Now, interestingly, if I still have it, did I put it in here? Yes, I did. Now he comes with 2 blasters. Blaster comes with 2 blasters. What did I do with it? Oh, it's probably in the other room. Ooh, that's annoying. That is very annoying. Oh well. He comes with 2 blasters. He comes with this one, which is, I say, just a grey plastic one. And he comes with a clear plastic one for some reason. Again, had no idea. And, oh look, a cat's just appeared. Shadow! You kind of... Come on. Ooh, there we go. So now it is Geek cat reviews. Bit late now, cat. So yes, so that's the figure. It's better seeing it from the front. Again, there doesn't have an Autobot symbol. Now this is got a weird way of opening. Now, if I can remember how you do it, you pull that down and Shadow, careful. Here's the cassette. Now this is far chunkier than, oops, if I can get it back out. Working with one hand because Shadow decided to commandeer my other hand. Sorry Shadow, need to move you. So that's the Laserbeak. And here's the, oopsie, there's the Rhino. So by comparison, another cat. Well, that was brief. Shadow decided to jump down and see what that was. Oh, I hope it's not. We have a bit of a tangent. So we have two cats. We've got Shadow and Mum's cat called Tinks, little black and white female. And black and white female, Tinks, sorry, has a friend, which is a large black cat called, absolutely no idea to be fair. We call him Fatface. But he keeps coming in. So I'm wondering if Shadow thinks that that was Fatface. Complete tangent, but yeah. So that's the two. Obviously, this one's a lot chunkier. Put this back in. Shadow, you're going to come up here. You're going to sit staring at me from the floor. Right over there. Now this is... Okay. He doesn't want to be on camera. Do you want to be my Ravage whilst I'm doing a review? Come on. Oh gosh. There we are. That's better. So, to do this, you open this all the way out. So, it looks like that. And now you only do this for these little heads. So, oops, there's one head. You turn it around this way and you push this one. Yes, Shadow, I know you're lovely. Can't do it with one hand. And you put it that way. So you now have like two different angles. You then push this together. So you now have an intact head. Yes. Shadow decides he now wants to be in the middle of everything. The perils of having a cat. And then you flick these little legs down. One. Which way is that? Two. So you have the completed rhino. Now, again, when my friend Simon had this, he actually added more paint application to it, so it looked, well, more like the cartoon. I may or may not do that, but I say that's what it. Back to that. So, this one, so again, you push that down to open. Again, like the Soundwave, it's got like the little parts of the deck. So again, as if you're putting a cassette in, you put it in that way, not that way. Then have the cat decided you now want to sit on the table. There we go. And you can just shove it. Now, it's that middle one that opens it, but these two also do. So, let's see. These also move as well, but they don't do anything to the transformer. Oops, I forgot that move. It's better looking at the front than it does from the back, which is, I think that's obviously hiding all the hands and all that. Now, this is a good figure. I would show you how to transform. Never mind, got it. So you pull that down, click that side panel and put that in that way, and then you pull this out, so the bottom out. Oops, I'll pick that up in a minute. Pull that out and slide that down, so you get that, and push that back up, so you now have one foot. Now also that part that leaves there, that pushes up, you just push that up so it lays flat against him. So that is one leg. Then you do the same for the other. Shadow, I love you very much, but I'm trying to show you something. So again, you pull that down, you pull this all the way down. Ooh, there we are. So you got that. You fold this part up. So it goes from, Shadow, can you sit down? So it goes from down all the way out to up. Fold that way, so against the leg, that way. Now you fold this bottom part here. Ooh, see, I need to move that. So you fold this bottom part here, so the little foot, down, so it now looks like that. Oops. It should look like that. That's the front. You then fold that blacky grey part out, so spin it all the way around, and then it will automatically fold back up. So fold it, and you push this little thing up. Now to do that again, so it's that way. You push all the way around. Once you get it, so it's gone from facing, so that's the back. You push that all the way around. It will, once it gets to the correct spot, it will just clip in, and you push that out. So you now have 2 legs, and this then goes all the way up. So that's the first part. Obviously you just ping this forward. Here, 1 and 2. Move that down. So you then have his arms. Now I think, if I can find it, both hands can hold the blaster. So that's what it looks like. Obviously he's not got his head out yet. So that one, and then that one. So yes, and I've said there is a clear plastic one that also comes with it, but I left it in the living room. Now to get the head out, so you see that little part there, you move it out so it looks like that. Obviously you can see blaster's head, or emitter as he's called here. You just move it up, so you've got little tab, slide it up, or just clip it in there, put this part down fully, and then you move the head so you have his head. So it's again quite an easy one to do. It can be a little bit fiddly side with the legs, but there you go. He is in a different scale to, as you can see, Shockwave. So I've put them on my cat to stay still. Shockwave is a little bit smaller, but again, because they are different companies, that's bound to be, you know, they're not necessarily going to all fit. So I say that's a little blaster, or emitter it's called. So that's all the third parties that I have. Now obviously there are other third parties, companies, but I say, I must admit, out of them all, I do still have a fondness for, if it comes back, my Soundwave. I think this might be the first ever one I got. So I think he's quite sweet. Again, it's got his little bird in there. If I could ever find the blaster, I'll put it back in there. But yeah, I think this is my absolute top. Again, the level of detail for the paint applications, and the fact that in the inside, I think it's quite sweet. So I certainly recommend. They all do range in price. Now, my Jazz I got last year, I believe, was about £20, but that was from TF Nation. Don't know if they've got a deal. I think he was around £20. I think my Shockwave was a bit more, or might be a little bit less. Blaster was around £15, I think, and I paid more for the Stormtroopers, but I think there might have been £30. Oopsie. Might not have been, I say it's been a bit of time, but you can always have a look. There might be different ones on eBay, you know, wherever you want to get your Transformers. It's always worth having a look. They are pretty sweet. They're quite small. Depending on which one you get, they are, you know, can be quite fiddly to transform or not. Soundwave, obviously, if you know how to transform Soundwave, he's the same as all. But I certainly recommend them, pardon me. There will be other ones in line. I do know, I think Hot Soldiers, who did Soundwave, also have a version of Ratchet and Ironhide as well, which I might look into getting them. So I'm looking to sort of broaden out my collection of them. But that's my review of them so far. I'll say if I get any more, I will then add them to my list and review them as and when we get them. But for now, thank you for watching and take care. Bye!